What's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG WTF LOL FTW BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013 Mod Spotlights, where we're playing as WWE in the current year 2015. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about this episode, I should say, because I'm not entirely sure what to book. You'll see that I've created some new feuds, of course, where both Daniel and Cena, since they have titles and they're going to need to defend those. I haven't booked Rusev in anything. I think I'm going to have Rusev have like a little bit of a cooldown where he just keeps winning to keep himself looking good as he rants along. I haven't created a description for these either, but I'm really not sure what to start off with. I think what we should do is have like not a new champion celebration, but we'll do like should probably close my window so you guys don't hear the outside noise. We'll do it's not going to be a new champion celebration to be exact, but it will be Rollins boast about victory over Orton and pay not 7 and pays for it. So we'll have Rollins coming out doing his whole like I'm still the champion celebration, boasting about beating Randy Orton, and I don't know if I want to do them brawling. I think I would like to do the other one more, just because it doesn't involve Orton talking, and it just involves Orton coming to the ring and laying an RKO on Rollins, which is what I would like. Rollins boast about victory over Orton and pays for it. Have this be a part of me wants to give it 15 minutes. Let's give it 10 minutes. I feel like that's clearly enough time. And that'll continue along that feud between those two. The final match will be at Payback. Um, I don't know what to do now. I'm not sure if I want to follow it up with a match or have like another angle run on about it. But you know what? I have an idea. Let's do a psych up angle where we see Damien Mizdow psyching up The Miz for no apparent reason at the moment. To the crowd, they don't really know why. It just seemed like a random thing before commercial break. And let's lead to, I guess, the opening bout of the night. Actually, I know what we can do. This will be coming back from commercial. Rusev cuts just, a promo, more like talking on himself and all that. Actually, let's do an open challenge. Rusev, irritated about losing to Cena, talking about I'm still great and all that, blah, 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 blah. No one in the roster can beat me. Cena got lucky, open challenge, which will lead to, I don't know who accepting it yet, but Rusev can battle. Let's have him take on Swagger. Oops, I didn't even make the match. Rusev versus Jack Swagger. We'll have this go on for 8 minutes. Rusev wins the open bout, have him work the crowd, and he wins decisively. And then we'll do a post-match beatdown where Rusev continues the attack on Swagger. My apologies for the brief silence there, nerds and geeks. I was answering a question for my little brother. So my apologies again. Have Zeb Coulter come out, accept the challenge on behalf of Swagger, and then have the match. Yes, all that fun stuff. Continues Rusev looking good, and then we'll do a Roman Reigns is walking to the ring. So we'll do workers walking. It'll be Roman walking to the ring because he's going to talk about his loss to Bray Wyatt. So what we're going to do there, it'll be a modern TV opening. Roman comes out. He begins talking before he's interrupted by Bray, and the two will go back and forth on the mic for a bit. I gotta let Bray be without script then. And then we'll do a match announcement where later tonight it's announced that Roman Reigns will be in action as he will take on, not sure exactly who yet, but Roman will battle. I'm thinking we could let's do Sheamus. Roman versus Sheamus later tonight. And then we'll lead into what do I want to do after that? Part of me wants thinking about doing a Divas tag match. Another part is, yeah, let's do Divas tag match. So we'll go Divas tag. It'll be Nikki and Brie Bella versus AJ and Naomi. We'll have you guys go on it for 8 minutes with Nikki picking up the victory. We'll have her beat. Let's have her beat Naomi. Open bout, and it'll end with AJ being distracted by Paige. Actually, let's do outside interference where AJ gets attacked by Paige, leaving Naomi to the biddings of the Bellas. I don't know if I showed you guys this real quick, but I actually added the Bellas, the Bellas and Naomi to the Paige AJ feud. I'm probably going to edit that as well. Let's do a can we do stop clicking authority argument. I don't want it to lead to anything. We'll just do an argument where Seth Rollins comes over and complains to Triple H, and Triple H announces that he has a match tonight, and it'll be maybe Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in the main event. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's go match announcement. That's exactly what we'll do. Match announcement, and it'll be Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose later tonight. And then we'll do workers walking, and it'll show John Cena walking to the ring. And then Cena cuts his Open Challenge promo talks a little bit about Rusev and how they had one hell of a match last night at Extreme Rules, but he came away as champion defending America, and now it's time for his Open Challenge, which is accepted by many of you may wonder why The Miz was being pumped up later or earlier tonight. Well, that's because The Miz is going to accept John Cena's Open Challenge. And that'll add to the match. So it'll be John Cena versus The Miz. And I'll give you guys... Miz is an upper mid, right? Yes, he is. So you guys can have 12 minutes. 12 minutes. United States Championship on the line. Cena gets the victory in an open bout. And it'll end with botched interference from Damien Mizdow. And there you go. And will lead to an argument later on in the night. I did hype Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, right? Yeah. So I need to have at least Roman, Bryan, and what was I thinking? Dean Ambrose's match in 86 minutes. So that's what we're going to follow up to. I think what we can do, though, is have an interview, or actually, let's do Vengeance is Sworn. We'll have AJ Lee swear that she's going to get her hands on Paige, and when she does, Vengeance is Sworn, basically. And then I think what we can do is have Randy Orton cut a promo on Seth Rollins, warning him, saying, I'm everywhere and anywhere, or something like that, and that Rollins is nowhere safe. That'll lead into our next bout, which will be Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Give you guys 12 minutes as well. And we'll give Roman the victory. I want to keep Sheamus strong. Let's not do that. Let's just go open bout and decisive. And then we'll do a post-match attack. And we'll do Bray Wyatt attacking Roman Reigns. And then we'll do an interview where Dean Ambrose rants about Seth Rollins and remembers all that sorts of fun stuff, practically hyping up the bout later tonight. Follow into a worker is walking to the ring, of course, and it'll be Daniel Bryan walking to the ring. And then we'll have a match coming back from commercial break. And it'll be, excuse me, Daniel Bryan versus, exclude booked. Maybe either Luke Harper or Cesaro. I'm going to go Luke Harper. I don't know if I've had these two fight in the past. Nope. Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper. You guys will get 10 minutes. Daniel will get the victory. Open, all-out bout. And then I would like to have Wade Barrett come out. And he talks about how he never got his rematch when he lost the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, and he's demanding it now. Have that go on for 5 minutes, and then we'll do an accepted challenge where Daniel simply says, you know, there's one word for you, Barrett, and that word is yes, yes. You know, stupid Daniel Bryan thing. And that sets up the feud between these two later. Or not the feud between these two later, but the match between these two later, I should say. And then we'll do a psych up where Triple H comes into Seth Rollins' office and tells him, tonight I want you to eliminate Dean Ambrose and all that fun stuff. And then that'll go Worker walking to the ring, and we'll show Dean Ambrose walking to the ring. It leads to the match. Actually, can we do Workers in the ring, calls out an enemy. Not beat down in the ring. Oh wow, blinded worker. Some of these I didn't even know about. Not exiting stage. Actually, I have an idea. What we'll do is we'll show Dean Ambrose. It'll show him walking to the ring, but as he's walking to the ring, we have a backstage beatdown where it shows Kane, not Adrian Neville, Kane and Big Show attacking him backstage before the match. So we'll have that be like a 3-minute angle. Let's have a modern TV opening. We're going to clone this. And it's just going to be based on overness. And it'll be Rollins, talking, waiting for Dean Ambrose. His music doesn't play because he doesn't come out. And we'll give it 8 minutes. Nah, let's give it like 5 minutes. I feel like that's enough times. And then Ambrose comes out. The two start brawling, which ding 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 leads into the match. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins fight. You guys will get, I'm going to give you 13 minutes. Dean Ambrose will actually get the victory, but it will be by disqualification, as we're going to have outside interference. Where's DQ? DQ, and we'll have Dean Ambrose get attacked by Big Show and Kane. And Rollins will be celebrating. I think we all know where this is going. When RKO out of nowhere, basically. So Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, have him celebrating, and then the RKO to end off the show with Orton standing tall. And we have 4 more minutes we can book, so who didn't I get in action? I didn't get Stardust or Dolph Ziggler in action, so I think we can just do a promo. That's what I originally wanted to do. So let's go Stardust ranting about Dolph Ziggler, about his loss, all that fun jazz. I'll give you guys 5 minutes, and that'll be good. So push this up to about, let's say, a little bit ahead of Daniel Bryan's thing. There we go. We'll do that. And then we look at the analysis. I do need to get quite a few people on the show, actually. Let's do a tag team match. On the pre-show, we'll go the Brass Ring Club versus Mark Henry and Ryback. A very strong team. You guys will get 10 minutes on the pre-show with Cesaro getting the victory over Mark Henry. I want to keep Ryback strong, and this will be an open bout. And then I also wanted to do a match with Neville So we'll go on pre-show. Adrian Neville can battle heels is what I need. Adrian Neville can fight maybe Damian Mizdow? Let's do Damian Mizdow. Give you guys 8 minutes with Neville getting the victory and an open all out. Yeah, we'll give you all. Let's just give you open. Oh, he's unhappy about the booking, so we'll protect Damian Mizdow. Okay, one thing I do want to check before we run the show. So it still says it's too soon for his turn, but I think I'm going to prepare it anyway. That way it can start preparing and all that fun stuff. Other than that, is there anybody on the show? Not that I know of. Alright, welcome to those nerds and geeks who decided to click the annotation and skip ahead of the video so you can see just the results of the show and how we did. I wasn't too confident going into booking this, but after booking the show, I think we got a nice flowing show here that makes sense. So let's see how we do. So on the pre-show, we have a match that had some good action, but not much weighing heat. Neville defeating Damian Mizdow with a corkscrew shooting star press. And Mizdow hints at a face turn, but didn't get much reaction, which it's funny because in real life, people wanted that face turn so bad. And we never really got it. I mean, we did, but we didn't. It wasn't what we wanted, and WWE screwed up. And then we have a match that had some good action, average heat. The Brass Ring Club defeating Henry and Ryback when Cesaro defeated Mark Henry with the neutralizer. And Mark Henry and Ryback don't work as a team at all, so there will be no Ryback-Henry team. And I was going to call them the Gorillas or something. Because, you know, he's Ryback, and it was because it was a... whatever. Silverback Gorilla. No one knows that? No one? Huh. Moving on to the actual show. Rollins comes down to the ring celebrating his victory over Randy Orton, talking about how it was a cakewalk, but he still acknowledges that it's his biggest victory to date, minus, of course, winning the Money in the Bank and winning the WWE Championship, making history, cashing it in a match between both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And he goes on and on and on before finally out comes Randy Orton. Let's just say, I kind of like to imagine it would be like the CM Punk Chavo Guerrero thing, where back in ECW, Chavo did this whole celebration about him winning the ECW title, just for CM Punk to be dressed as one of the mariachi members and hitting him. I imagine Rollins or Orton being dressed as one of the members in the stupid whatever Rollins has. I don't know what it could be, and just RKO's him or something. And then we see Mizdow pumping Miz up for his match later tonight that we do not know about at this moment. Come back from commercial break. Rusev is in the ring talking about how Cena's victories over him were flukes and that he cheated to win. Rusev is still great, and Rusev is still unbeaten in the eyes of himself, Lana, and the Russian nation. And he talks about how great he is and how Cena is going to come out later tonight with his stupid U.S. Open challenge, and he's making the first ever Russian Open challenge, and he's issuing a challenge to anyone who has, I guess, the balls to fight him, but I don't imagine Rusev, or I can't imagine Rusev saying balls. And this leads to Zeb Coulter coming out and informing Rusev that Jack Swagger has accepted his match. And that leads into Swagger versus Rusev, which got a 61. Good action, average heat. Rusev defeating Swagger with the Bullplex. And he's also improving in performance. Like I said prior, also right here we have Rusev just, adding insult to injury, beating down on Swagger after the match is over. I said prior that I was going to try to, I don't really have a feud for Rusev at the moment, but I am going to try to, build him up still while he's not feuding with anybody. And then we see Roman Reigns walking down to the ring. Roman comes out to the ring, starts talking about his loss to Bray Wyatt before being interrupted by the Eater of Worlds himself. And they go back and forth on the mic where Bray insults Roman, talks about how he was the chosen one, and yet no matter how many times he climbs that ladder, he always falls down. If it wasn't the Shield breaking up, to his injury, to the Royal Rumble turning on him, to WrestleMania where Rollins captured the briefcase, Roman is always going to be known as a failure in Bray Wyatt's eyes, and to go back and forth. And what makes me very happy is I noticed this. Roman Reigns not only was superb without working with the script, he had the crowd in his hand, but Bray Wyatt also enjoyed going off script. So both these men can work off the mic sometimes, which is pretty good. And we got a 75 B-, the first B of the show. And then it's announced later that Roman Reigns will battle Sheamus later on tonight. And then we have Divas action, and about that had solid in-ring action, but not much weighing heat. The Bella Twins defeating AJ Lee and Naomi, when Nikki Bella defeating Naomi by pinfall using underhanded tactics as well. And this was also during the time Paige attacked AJ Lee, so it allowed the Bellas to get the upper hand. Naomi was off his game, but other than that, we got a 55 C-, which excites me. I wonder if it's AJ Lee that gives me these C's, because Naomi gave me an E, and Nikki Bella didn't do much better with Naomi, but it could just be because it's Naomi. Other than that, though, I'm very satisfied with the C when it comes to Divas. My apologies if you hear my phone in the background. Rollins comes backstage, begins arguing with Triple H. Are you going to let Randy Orton get away with what he did to me? Blah, 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 blah. Triple H talks, says, no, he's not going to let Orton get away with it, but Rollins needs to stop worrying about Orton and worrying about his match tonight. And then Rollins, of course, my match tonight, what do you mean? And then Triple H informs him that tonight he'll be taking on Dean Ambrose, but before Triple H can continue talking about it, Rollins gets mad, talking about how Dean Ambrose is in his past, and he storms out of the room like a little baby. And then the announcers do put over the fact that later on tonight we'll be seeing Rollins and Ambrose in the main event. Then Cena's walking to the ring. Cena talks a little bit about his match against Rusev and how he was able to make sure the United States title did not fall in the hands of the Russian extremist known as Rusev. But he says just because he's done with Rusev does not mean that the U.S. Open Challenge is over and done with. And he says, in fact, let's do it. The U.S. Open Invitational starts now. And he improvised well throughout the segment. And out comes The Miz. Miz comes down to the ring and talks about how he accepts John Cena's challenge. Got a 69 plus. I wish it was a 70. And the two go into the ring. Got a 77 B. Awesome. Featured great action, good crowd. Cena defeating The Miz by pinfall with the attitude adjustment, following a botched interference by Damien Mizdow. Cena makes defense number 5 of his U.S. title. Cena and Miz have great chemistry, which is awesome. There was a little... What? A lack of psychology? Cena's in the match. How is it a lack of psychology? Whatever. The fans aren't too into Damien Mizdow's face turn, but that's fine, to be honest. 77B, great way to start it off. And then AJ swears that she's going to get revenge on Paige. And then we see Orton, cutting a promo on Seth Rollins, warning Rollins that there's nowhere he can hide, that Orton is everywhere and anywhere, and that he will get Rollins for what he did to him. And then Stardust rants on about Dolph Ziggler. Nothing too special. Stardust's weird promos that I really can't think of what he would say. And then we have a bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Roman Reigns defeating Sheamus. Why is it always by submission? With the spear. This match also had a lack of psychology. Seems like I can never get like a B without like Cena in action or Orton. Whatever, that's fine. And then Roman Reigns is... This was supposed to be switched around. I mixed it up, but we're not going to ignore it. It should have been Roman Reigns celebrating his victory with Bray attacking him, but it went the other way with Bray celebrating his victory and Roman attacking him. But like I said, it doesn't matter that much. Got a 79B. And then we show, Dean Ambrose goes off an interview. This isn't him walking to the ring yet. Ambrose in an interview talking about how much he hates Rollins. And he does not, hasn't forgotten about the Shield, hasn't forgotten about his promise. And he says if it wasn't for him going through in a ladder and being rushed to the emergency room at WrestleMania, Rollins wouldn't be WWE World Heavyweight Champion because he would have kept his promise and made sure he didn't cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. But that's neither here or there because tonight he gets his hands on that greasy, slimy bastard. And then we see Daniel Bryan walking down to the ring for Daniel's bout, which is great action, average heat. Daniel Bryan defeating Luke Harper with the no lock. Got an 80. I'm very happy with that. Bryan's improving in Rumble. And then Bad News Barrett comes out of the ring, talks about how he's never gotten his rematch and how Miz shouldn't have just gotten it before him. And he's saying that no one's jumping in front of him now. He wants Bryan and he wants his Intercontinental Championship. Bryan gets on the mic and agrees, saying, yes, yes, all that fun jazz. And then we see Triple H going backstage, catching up with Rollins, saying, before you walked off, I wanted to let you know that tonight I want you to end Dean Ambrose. And Rollins, of course, agrees. He says Ambrose is like a cockroach, and tonight he's the boot that steps on him. And then we see Ambrose walking to the ring, but before he can get to the ring, or before the commercial goes off, I should say, Kane and Big Show attack him backstage, making it wonder if we're even going to have our main event tonight. And then Seth Rollins is in the ring talking about how, not talking, of course, but begins, waiting for Ambrose, and says, well, if Ambrose is not here, I win the match. And, of course, the referee starts counting until we finally hear Dean Ambrose's music. He rushes to the ring and jumps on Rollins, and they start brawling. The referee rings the bell, and we have our match, which gets a 65. Really? No psychology? Really? The mod creator for this did not do too good. Bout that featured great action and a good crowd. Ambrose defeated Seth Rollins when Rollins was disqualified. When Big Show and Kane ran in and attacking Ambrose. That's probably why it didn't do too well either, because it ended with DQ. Ambrose is improving in performance, and we see, Kane and Big Show just take Ambrose to the back as he brawls with them. And then Rollins is celebrating in the ring, all that fun stuff, and out comes Orton, RKO out of nowhere, leaving him out to the mat. And yeah, Show increased their popularity in 19, but lost us in 16. Oh my god. So far, not doing too well. It would seem like Nerds and Geeks. We're losing our popularity in America and Canada. But at least we're gaining popularity in the places like Mexico and Japan and Britain and all that other stuff. But what can you do? Even Noah did better than us. What a shame. Viewers seem to have enjoyed the show, though, so that's always good. Oh, by the way, I wanted to update you guys on the NXT brand thing before we moved even a little bit further. I don't know how many people commented, but I know at least one person commented saying they want to see like a brand for NXT. And I'm down to do it, but I tried to force it into the game, but the only way I'm able to do that is if I recreate, started a whole new save. That way it's already on there, and I'm not going to do that. But I guess what we can try to do is wait until what's the next month? We're in April right now. Wait until August for us to be able to get a new TV show. So we're gonna have to wait until then. And it's not even a promise to accept it unless I can force somebody to accept it. I would appreciate if some of you guys can let me know down below if that is possible. But other than that, Nerds and Geeks, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, comment below, of course. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and as always, subscribe if you want to see more. Definitely comment below if you have any recommendations for this mod. If you want to see any certain superstars go to NXT or WWE or anything like that. If you want to see a certain storylines, want to see me push somebody, comment below, and I'll try to do it most likely.